Okay, so number 2, youth of all ages, abilities, and aspirations should engage in long-term athletic development programs that promote both physical fitness and psychosocial well-being. So kind of the problem we see, because we're going to address the problem first and then how we have solutions, is many people come to us, and we can probably even say, we probably said it before, is I wish I was a kid again. They have nothing to stress over, which is entirely inaccurate. Most kids, if you think of today, I'm gonna go first on this one, fellas, it's the social media day. It's like everything's technology. So if anything, it's more stressful on people to try to fit in. There's stress from parents on trying to get a college scholarship. Like, hey, we're giving you this much money to go out and play 3 hours away every week. Like, you need to produce. And there's stress, like we mentioned, fitting in school and everything like that. All that plays factors into their psychosocial, but then also physical fitness, which these guys will kind of touch on a little bit. So that's just my take on, again, even though kid was a very maybe non-stressful time in our life because we didn't have to worry about keeping a roof over our head maybe and food and stuff like that. Our parents took care of the bills. There's still a lot to stress over, and we have to take an account when it comes to training. So what are some other things, as well as just psychosocial, but as well as just like making them be very fit and get into physical fitness at a very young age that you guys see?
One of the biggest things we see right now in our environment is the sleep deprivation or lack of sleep that our athletes get on a typical night, right? It's a big time in their lives where they're trying to fit in. One of the ways kids try to fit in is, it's cool to stay up late, stay up till 1, 2, 3 p.m. playing, what's the popular game right now? Fortnite, right? So all the kids are up, staying late, playing Fortnite, getting 4 hours of sleep, and then trying to roll into school the next day. Then they don't have their homework done, which, what's that? That's more stress on their body, right? And then all this stress just piles up. And if you ever listen to the experts talk, right? Coach Mann brought it up to us. The body receives stress all the same, no matter if it's a good stress or bad stress. So even if it is good stress, if they've just got a new starting position on their team at their high school, the body still sees this as a problem. It's still stress. So they're still going to have to go and react through it physiologically, right? So that's another stressor added onto them. So just all their everyday lives, they're experiencing something new no matter what it is, and it's going to have an effect on them, in which if it's a bad stress, they're not going to be able to come in and train as hard, especially if they are sleep deprived, which that's going to take away the training effect we're trying to achieve, or you guys out there with your athletes are trying to achieve on that day.
Yeah, and to feed off of that, stress accumulates. So if these kids are just constantly getting bombarded with stress from their sports, from their parents, from school, over time that's going to lead to burnout. And that's why a lot of times these kids who don't have the chance to just be a kid, who are having to play sports from dusk till dawn, right? They're practicing, they're going to lessons, and then they have to go through school and all this stuff. They don't get a chance to be a kid, and eventually they burn out. And a lot of times they get injured because the body just has not had time to recover from it. And so it's definitely important that we give these kids the time to relax and have some fun, to de-stress.
Awesome. So we kind of hit the psychosocial. So Coach Fernando, talk about the physical fitness and why it's important. We all had PE growing up, and why that's important to have physical education and physical fitness at such a young age to carry us into adulthood.
Yeah, we have some people that haven't really worked out at all, and whenever they're coming in here, they just have a really hard time understanding how to move. So kind of what you're going with.
Yeah, so like the biggest thing, I guess, from there and what they're trying to get, excuse me, on the pillar 2 is it's long term. So like when we get to be 50, 60, 70, if you've developed a good physical fitness base at a young age, you enjoy it, especially if the model that we're implementing is enjoyable and it's not just like we're going to run you into the dirt. Hey, you're working hard, but guess what? You hate it every time you come in, but you think you're getting better. You all know those people, and you might be those people that you think back on sports and you're like, I was in the best shape of my life, but man, I don't want to train like that again. Training should be fun, and physical fitness, physical education at schools, there's a reason that we try to make it enjoyable so people, one, they come back, but they come back and they keep training, so that way over the long term, when they do get older, they're not seeing those health issues anymore because they kept up with their training because they enjoyed it. So I was kind of mentioning that, but we'll...
Yeah, there was a conference that we went to not too long ago, and one of the presenters said that you could see a predictor of people that didn't like to do PE during elementary school, that they would come up to be obese. So not even talking about athletic performance, but just overall well-being. If they don't like to do stuff whenever they're kids, they're not going to want to do it whenever they're old. And whenever they're old, if they don't move whenever they're old, that's going to be come with a lot of health implications.
use it or you lose it.